Very, very seasoned campaigner, Matt Clark.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, first leg Dave to throw first. Game on!
So let's see if the German crowd have forgiven Matt for defeating René Berndt yesterday.
100.
Darts crowds have got pretty good memories though, Murph. I'm sure they still remember. But I think he handled that situation yesterday brilliantly. It could have gone so much worse.
Yeah, well, he almost got his fingers burnt by René, didn't he? It went 10 legs. Berndt took out a 136 checkout as well. Wasn't the highest quality game of the day, but it was a quite high quality day. Matt had a lot to contend with there. He's going to have much more to contend with in the shape of an informed Dave Chisnall. As you said, a man who enjoyed a 6-match unbeaten run over 5 weeks in the Premier League, not lost since Judgment Night, and he's given himself a squeak at reaching the playoffs.
Yeah, he's been doing plenty of that in his career. Pound for pound, maybe the best 180 shooter in the world. I'm sure Gary Anderson and Michael Van Gerwen have something to say about that, but I've practiced many times with Chizzy, and he's definitely the best 180 shooter I've practiced with. Double 12 for a delicious looking 11. Dart leg, 12 will do. Double 12 for a 12. 1-0 Chizzy in a flash. Maybe he has got the kryptonite.
Well, if he carries on like this, he only needed 4 visits to win the first leg. If he carries on playing in that vein, he may only need 6 legs.
Yeah, you mentioned Murphy's got a sniff in the Premier League, but things have got to go his way, really. He's got to play well himself and win handsomely. And then he's got to make sure, well, he's got no influence on it, really, but he's got to hope that Phil Taylor loses.
Yeah, Taylor takes on Adrian Lewis in Aberdeen. Chisnall facing James Wade. A 10-leg swing needed for St Helens man to qualify. We were just talking about Chisnall. Matt Clark reminding us that he's involved in this match as well. But Chizzy's going to bat it straight back at him.
Not bad. Keep it going, lads. I want plenty more of that today. Ever been to Aberdeen, Murph? Premier League?
I was in Aberdeen when Michael Van Gerwen broke the world record, 123.4 average.
Bonkers up there, isn't it? Really loud for such a... It's not a small arena, it's just not as big as the others.
Oh,
it's loud up there.
Often a place that brings out the best darts from the best players as well.
9 darter are plenty up there. World records.
Yeah, and it was almost above 130. Except for a couple of missed darts at double from MVG. That was against Michael Smith, who comes from the same spot as Dave Chisnall.
87.
Well, Chizzy's thinking there was a treble 16 to leave double 16. Fails to hit the target, but now Matt's got 58 left with 2 darts in hand. Has 1 dart left for tops. The draw level.
50. David requires 73.
73's all right if you hit the treble 19.
Well, Superman couldn't clean up 77. Chisnall does get a dart at tops.
53.
He's pulled it low as well.
David requires 20.
Both on double 10. Matt having the first poke at it.
Game
No bother at all.
Leg.
1-1.
Matt Clark, third leg Dave to throw first.
I wonder how many English derby matches there've been in the course of the European tour over the last few years.
29.
There's one for our statisticians.
Well, apparently we had the first Finland v Spain clash earlier today. Finland came out on top.
140.
Yeah, I think Matt Clark is definitely one of those players who maybe hasn't had the obvious success in his career that his talent maybe deserves. He's been around such a long time, played a lot of consecutive World Championships, up until a few years ago where he missed one, but he's still very much a contender now. Seems to have found a bit of form in the last few weeks, which is great. Been involved in some corking matches as well. I remember an absolute ripper he had with Kevin Painter at the PDC World Championships, which went to a sudden death leg. Had everybody on the edge of their seat that day.
Well, he could well end up getting himself back in TV tournaments, couldn't he, if he carries on qualifying for a couple of these European Tour events and getting wins. The European Championship, for example, is based just on these European Tour events.
Correct. Tops for Chizzy.
Game show.
No worries.
Chisnall, fourth leg.
All going on throw at the moment.
Game on.
Well, Matt, of course, is originally from Kent. That's where he gets his nickname, Matt Clark of Kent. But he lives in Bury now, which is up in Lancashire, I believe. Lovely part of the world. I'm bound to say that because I used to live pretty close in Preston. But Chizzy, he's a Lancashire man as well. He used to live in St Helens. He lives in Morecambe now.
Yeah, where I come from, we call it t'other side of hill.
The rivals. Yeah, Matt's also lived in Bolton, home of a lot of great dart players like Joe Mernon, who we'll see later on this evening. Well, later on this afternoon, actually, against Benito van der Pas. So that should be a good game.
In between that and this is Joe Cullen against Johnny Clayton. Clayton, another good performer.
I'm looking forward to that game. I think there's a lot to give from those two guys. Johnny Cash Clayton against new Pro Tour winner Joe Cullen.
95.
And then finishing off the afternoon session, it's the Hybrex Hop Ding Dong.
That's the game of the day for me. After Max Hopp last night coming out on top against Zoran Lerchbacher and having the crowd in the palm of his hands, him against Hybrex is delicious. It's like the dessert of the afternoon session.
Let's see if the Caped Crusader can take out the showpiece shot. Not going to happen, so Chisnall will return what has become known as the Della.
Two options here. He could have used the 17s, but he's going to go the conventional route. Might stay there for double 9. Well, if it's not up, it's not in. It was definitely up, but it wasn't in. Single 18 needs a double. Now,
requires 65.
What will Matt do? A lot of guys do go for the 25 here. And he's got the 25.
Game show.
Tops, lovely, clinical stuff. His doubles were great yesterday, Matt Clark. They aren't too bad today either.
Yeah, made it look easy. I believe, I could be wrong, Paul, but I believe you're a fan of treble 11 on that shot.
I do like treble 11. I do like double 16 as well. Anything to leave the ones that you want, a la Wadey, you know. He's got 67, he'll go treble 9. 61, he'll go treble 7.
76.
But I just like taking the gamble element out of the 65 and going for the treble 11, which leaves double 16, single 11, single 14 tops.
Well, we can see there that Matt Clark has upped his performance, but it's getting nowhere near the astronomical average of Dave Chisnall. The third 180 sees him increase that statistic to a shade under 120. The most important statistic is that the 4 legs have been shared.
Well, what a leg so far from Chizzy. But further proof that he's playing rather well right now.
Yeah, he certainly is, just picking up where he left off in that Premier League win over Raymond van Barneveld in Sheffield. 109 average there.
50.
What's he going to take? It's going to be 10 and tops. Great guide.
Game show.
Couldn't have been any better if he'd have tried. That's another 12 darter from Chizzy. He's looking very good indeed.
We've seen a couple of players who used to leave double 18 a lot start to try and leave tops more. One of them is stood a few yards away from us. Near the comment of Roxella Clarkson, who's won his first match here.
Well, can't miss Yella Clarkson right now. He's wearing a t-shirt that you can see from space.
Well, I guess the reason for that is that, yeah, these players like double 18, but they don't like double 9.
I think that's exactly right. When you talk about splitting doubles, 18 to 9, and then if you miss both of those, you've got a dart in your hand you can't use. At least with tops and 10s and 5s, you've got 3 shots at double. That's why I like 16s, you see.
134.
16s, 8s, 4s, 2s and 1s. There's no splitting and no use of singles.
Well, that's what they teach at dart school, isn't it? Splits down more than any other out. Oh, perfectly timed. It was as if we knew that he was going to fire in a 180 then. Well, this is a solid performance, probably the best that Matt Clark's performed for a while. And
yeah.
Chisnall's just playing out of his skin once again. However, Clark in a good position to level this up.
Will he go 18s here, maybe? To square it up?
100.
No, that's fine. 88's a good number. And he wouldn't be the man of steel, would he? Be the man of tungsten. Tungsten's actually harder than steel, so effectively he beats Superman in the fight.
Now you require 88.
88. Definitely a treble 20 will be the first target. What a cork and dart.
Game shot
just as good as that one. A 14 darter to reply that 12. This is a proper game of darts.
Certainly is. Chisnall must be wondering what he needs to do to get away from Superman.
140.
He might as well call the Justice League, because he might need all of them to get rid of Superman the way he's finishing his legs.
Yeah, 3 out of 4 double attempts have been successful for Matt Clark. Chisnall scoring at 50% on the checkout.
125.
Says a lot for someone's form when they're disappointed with a 125. You could see the chagrin of Chisnall. Probably more to do with the 5 as opposed to the 120 other points.
123.
Look at that. 6 darts thrown and both guys under the 300 mark.
100.
Yeah, 5 180s in 6 legs as well. I'll be honest, when I looked at the fixture list for today, I wasn't expecting this to be the pick of the bunch, but it's certainly playing out that way.
100.
Sometimes it's like that, isn't it? Like yesterday, we didn't really expect Jan Dekker to be the standout performer, but he was exactly that by quite some way.
100.
Yeah, certainly was. Highest average of the tournament so far is the 108 from Jan Dekker from yesterday. Dave Chisnall threatening to overtake him in that particular table. And Matt Clark is right on his shoulder at every turn.
Dave, you require 36.
He's making Chizzy think a lot. Along the lines of, you don't hit this.
Game shown.
Oh well, I might as well not finish that sentence.
Dave Chisnall,
because that is the most perfect double 18 you will ever see. That was so inland of the double 18, it might as well have been Switzerland.
Well, Clark fired in a 14 dart leg. Chisnall responded with a 13. And now a little slip from Superman. And Chisnall looking to shoot him down by firing in a 4th 180.
Well, that's the way you punish a 45, right? How do you get yourself back into the leg? You could just see a little bit of frustration on the face of Matt Clark. He knew that he had to hold here. The perfect time to break. It's roundabout now.
Well, 6 perfect dart from Dave Chisnall. He's gone 180, and left himself 141. We haven't, may I remind you, seen a perfect leg for 3 years on the European Tour. Is Dave Chisnall about to end the drought?
No.
Well, you can hear the crowd think of that.
55.
Shoddy stuff from Chizzy.
Shoddy. Yeah, he's only on 86 after 9 darts. Terrible, Dave. Should have a word with yourself.
But
55.
in the bigger picture, this is for a break of throw and to open up some daylight.
Double 16 for an 11 dart leg. How well is Chizzy Chisnall playing today? Not many people would be able to live with this standard.
Well, that tells you how well he's playing. 108 from Jan Dekker. A mere 108.
140.
He loves darts, doesn't he, Chizzy? He loves it, especially when you play like this.
We love darts. When a competitor is throwing them the way that Dave Chisnall is today.
12, 12, 12, 13, 11. That's an average. Well, it's pretty easy maths, really. All of the winning legs he's done have been an average of 12 darts.
100.
That's astonishing.
Really has just found some form of late.
100.
He had a weekend off, you know, Dave Chisnall, on one of the European Tour events, decided not to travel to Jena. And he just said he fancied a weekend at home just to chill out and recharge his batteries. And he's come back, bouncing like the Duracell bunny.
I don't think enough of the pro dart players at the top of the game take enough breaks. I think what Michael van Gerwen is doing next week is genius. I think he's got a lot coming up.
135.
And sometimes you need to take that constructive break to maintain how good you actually can be.
Well, to maintain the run, the average of 12 dart legs he would have needed to hit that 25 and pin the double 18.
81.
Still not bad though, is it?
Yeah, he still may get in 13 and he hasn't had a leg worse than that in this match.
Well, I think he'll take a 15 because most importantly, he's 5-3 up. It's looking like he's going to go through to the next round
58.
with a great performance and enhance the confidence
40.
that he's put together over the last few weeks. Great performance so far. To exclamate said performance, it's 2 tops.
30.
Not yet.
Well, it's the beauty of darts, isn't it? Dave Chisnall has not been missing a thing. Can Matt Clark pick his pocket? Moves across, stone face, eyeing up the treble 19, which he hits, but can't pin the double 16.
Sorry, 92.
And Dave Chisnall, who's still probably going to average over 110, will return 410 to move in to the final day of action.
Double 5 for Chizzy. For the number 5 seed,
And the match.
he holds up his left hand. A great performance. The best we've seen all week, 112 average.